It's time for a quick time update of the June 16th meeting of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. Larry Werner, our county manager, is here. And Larry, the primary topic at that meeting was a proposed ordinance that would have dissolved had it been brought forward, the Douglas County Sewer Improvement District number 1 at Lake Tahoe. And I wonder if we could kind of begin this conversation with a recap of what's going on with this item.
Right, Lloyd. Essentially, the question is whether or not the board of directors, that's the current sitting board, has been properly elected to those positions. According to our district attorney's office, with changes in state law over the last 30 years, the method of electing directors hasn't been followed according to what they believe the statutes require. And obviously the district itself feels that they have, because there's a confusion in the state law. So the board essentially postponed the item until they can kind of get a response from the Secretary of State Elections Division as to what is the proper method of electing the directors. Once they receive that, then they can make, then I think, an informed decision as to whether or not they should proceed with the dissolution of the district, or whether or not the directors are seated correctly, and we've resolved that issue, basically.
Okay, so commissioners decided not to move forward on that one, and are they waiting to hear from the Secretary of State before they do make any kind of decision or any kind of motion with this?
Correct. That was the sense that came out of there, and the district attorney's office was going to contact the Secretary of State and see if they could get a actual formal, I guess you could call it an opinion or a letter from them in writing about, are they appropriately elected, or do they need to make changes in how we elect directors for that district?
And if it went the way of no, those people are not elected directors, then would the county proceed with taking over the system? Or?
That would be the process. It's basically the only solution, because the county can either create a district or dissolve a district, but we can't mess with it as long as it's a district. So
I see.
If there are no correctly seated directors, then
there is no district.
Then there is no district. So we would dissolve that, and then the county would take it over on a temporary basis while we sort out what makes the most sense for the final, what should the final district look like. You know, it should be its own district combined with other districts. A lot of opportunity up there.
Okay, so we'll be hearing more about this one. One more I'd like to slide in here real quick is the fact that the commissioners approved a contract for the Buckeye Road reconstruction, and that's a $1.5 million project that'll get underway when?
That's supposed to happen immediately, 30 to 90, 60 days, somewhere in that area. We should be having the contracts out and then moving forward on that one. That again is being funded with the increase in the gas tax that the board approved earlier this year, that extra 5-cent gas tax.
So we can look for a reconstruction of Buckeye Road soon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hopefully we'll get it done this year.
Great. Well, Larry, I want to thank you for sharing information here on the QuickTime Update. I'm Lloyd Higuera for County Manager Larry Werner for the QuickTime Update.